Hi guys, it's Ksenia. Welcome back to my channel. Bear with me throughout this video. I drink a little too much caffeine and I am mildly hyperventilating. Today I'm back with another body spray video. I'm going to be sharing with you guys my most complimented body sprays that I have in my entire collection. Honestly, some of these body sprays get me more compliments than my perfumes do. So that just tells you something. I have more or less top 10, but some of these I'm kind of like pairing together as one. So technically it's a little bit more than a top 10, but it's a top 10. And I did mix Victoria's Secret, Bath & Body Works. I even have Sol de Janeiro in here. This isn't really about a specific brand. It's just, you know, whatever body sprays give me compliments, that's what I'm showing you. So if you guys want to know what those are, then just keep watching. Before we get into this video, please make sure that you're subscribed to my channel and turn post notifications on, and let's get started. So in no particular order, I'm gonna start off with this. This is so random, but this guy gets me so many compliments that I had to include it in this video. This is Fiji Sunshine Guavatini. I'm gonna be real, the #1 person that gives me compliments on this scent is my husband. He loves this scent. I have multiple of these scents, and I literally have one of these on my nightstand, like right next to my bed, because I love just like spraying it at night, and every time I wear it, he just loves it. I've always said this about guava, but I'm a really big fan of the scent of guava. There's something about the scent of guava that is so candy-like to me. It's a really sweet, fruity scent without being too like airy, fresh type of fruity. It has a little bit of like depth and just this like candy sweetness to it. But because this is part of like the summer line that I believe comes out every single summer, it also has like this beachy tropical vibe. So it gives off like guavatini, like boozy tropical drink vibes. So every time I smell this, I think of like drinking a guavatini on an amazing tropical island somewhere. It's like candy-like and tropical at the same time. It's so good. Next up, again, like I said, none of these are in any order. I'm counting all of these as one, even though it's like 5 separate scents, but these all get me a million compliments just in different ways, and they all smell a little different, obviously. Honestly, any Sol de Janeiro body mist will get you compliments, like any one of them. I would say probably the #1 is just their original Brazilian Crush Cheirosa 62. Not even body spray wise, but like this is seriously one of the best scents to ever exist. Like I could be okay with all my scents disappearing, and if I could only keep one, well, that's a joke, because there's a lot more perfumes that I would be, you know, thinking about this question a lot harder, but this is like very easily could be in like my top 10 scents of like all time. I just love how this smells. It's so unique, it's so sexy, but it's tropical, but it's like in a way that you've never smelled a sexy tropical beachy scent before, because there's pistachio and salted caramel in here, which would make you think this would be like really gourmand and maybe a scent that you would more so wear for like fall and winter, but then this is like super summery. It's just so good. I have this giant bottle of it. I've gone through a bunch of the little bottles of it as well, and I love it. I even have the perfume of it. And then all of these 4 also are amazing. I've actually spoken about all of the Sol de Janeiro mists in great depth. I went into notes and all of that, so you can check out that video. I'll link it up in the cards if you want to know, you know, more in depth about any of these fragrances. But I would have to say these 2 are also like major favorites that get me compliments. Cheirosa 40, as well as their collaboration with Anita. This literally smells like vanilla ice cream. And then Cheirosa 40 is like a plummy, woody vanilla type of scent. Cheirosa 71 literally makes you smell like the warmest, creamiest birthday cake. It's literally the most delectable gourmand. It makes you smell edible. Like, it is one of the most edible gourmand scents that I have. It's done to absolute perfection. It's so creamy, and every time I smell it, it makes me crave dessert. I know I didn't really speak about them in great length. Like I said, if you want to know more in-depth details, go watch that video I did. But pretty much any one of those scents, it's like a guaranteed compliment getter. They're like strong scents that last, that project really well. They're scents that haven't really been done before, and I think that that's kind of like the appeal for them. Speaking of more tropical scents, I've said this in past videos, but there's something about coconut notes that really last. Like, there's some of the most long-lasting scents that I have in my collection. I think it's because they're so creamy, and coconut just has more depth to it, so it has a lot more to offer. And Coconut Passion just happens to be one of my most complimented scents ever from Victoria's Secret especially, but just in general. Coconut Passion is such a good coconut scent. I used to be really into coconut scents when I was in like high school. I used to love it. It used to be like my favorite scent ever. All my body mists, all my perfumes like had coconut in them. I was obsessed. And then somewhere along the line I decided that I just didn't like coconut anymore. Like, it would almost give me a headache. It was too much sometimes, especially if it was like too sunscreeny. I would really not like it. This is like the best coconut scent because there's some warm vanilla creaminess that's kind of intertwined with the coconut, to where yes, it smells tropical because it's coconut, so there's a level of tropical in here, but there's no sunscreen note or anything like that. This is warm sands and island coconut. I don't know what warm sands is supposed to smell like, but it literally just smells like warm creamy vanilla and just really smooth creamy coconut mixed together, and it's like the perfect coconut scent. If you're not into coconut scents, I highly recommend you try this scent out because I'm not, and I really love this scent. And then this is probably one of my most complimented scents to date, period, of all time. Velvet Petals. This is another one of my husband's absolute favorite scents ever. This is just such a feminine scent, and I don't really even know how to explain this scent. I could literally sit here and just smell it for the next like 5 hours. This is Lush Blooms and Almond Glaze. There's like a creamy almondy scent to this, mixed with like a little bit of, I don't know, maybe fruits, maybe florals. It's so creamy though. It's really smooth, and it smells like pink. I mean it is pink, but it smells like the color pink, but not in a too juvenile way, and it's not too mature. It's actually not mature at all, really. It's just perfect. If you could get one body mist out of this entire video, honestly get Velvet Petals. I'm sure everyone knows about Velvet Petals to begin with, because I think it's one of their like core line scents that you can like always get, but I highly urge you to get this scent. I also have this Velvet Petals shimmer mist, and like this just looks so beautiful for the summertime. You like spray this on and it gives you all these little shimmers, but it also gives you the scent, so it just makes you sparkle and look like Edward Cullen. And then I'm including all three as one scent, but the next one is Velvet Petals La Creme. This also gets me a ton of compliments, but the La Creme version, this was like a whole line where they came out with all their core line scents like they always do. And honestly, this collection was kind of like opposite to me because they were called La Creme, so I was expecting all these scents to be really creamy, and the way that they were portrayed just looked like they would be creamier and more like gourmand-ish, but it's actually like quite the opposite. I feel like all the scents in this La Creme line were more floral, and Velvet Petals is no different. It kind of is more florally, and it kind of added a bit of like a woody element to Velvet Petals, so it's pretty different to the original scent. There's like a slight hint of the original in here, but it just smells more, yeah, more woody and a little bit more floral, and honestly even a little bit more fresh than the original. It's not as sweet as the original Velvet Petals. This one says Queen of the Night Flower and White Sandalwoods, and then Creme de la Velvet Petals. So yeah, pretty different notes, and definitely not what you would think a scent like Velvet Petals La Creme to be named would smell like, but it's still a really nice scent that gets me a lot of compliments. Honestly, I found that pretty much any variation of Velvet Petals just gets so many compliments, but there's just nothing like the original. All right, next up, Warm and Cozy. This scent has it has stood the test of time. I don't like, how old is this scent? I remember this scent in like the Mac Barbie 07 days. If you guys were avid YouTube watchers in that time, when it was like the rise of all the original like beauty gurus, this scent was so popular. I feel like Bethany Moda was like the first person that talks about this, and I wanted it so bad. I think my parents got it for me, and I was just like so grateful. I literally cherish this with my life. And it's so crazy how things change, because back then everyone everyone and their mothers was going after this scent. Like, if you watch those like Black Friday hauls, everyone would be like hauling this. It's so crazy how times change, and now everybody's like out here buying Delina. It's actually kind of sad when you think about it, because I wish we were still at the times where we were all like loving these types of scents. But anyways, Warm and Cozy, although it's been around for decades, not really, but I think it's been around for a decade though, it's still just such a good scent, and honestly such a highly complimented scent. I don't know what it is about this scent. It is very much a warm and cozy scent. It has soft vanilla, and I believe there's like coconut in here. It doesn't really say any other notes other than soft vanilla on the front of the bottle, but I'm pretty sure that coconut is one of the notes that is in here. But it's not the type of coconut that's tropical. I think it just kind of adds a level of creaminess. I honestly don't know how to describe warm and cozy really, but it's just that. It's warm and cozy. It is a very soft vanilla. It's very attractive. Like, I feel like it's a really, really attractive scent. I love, love, love wearing this scent straight out the shower, because it just makes me smell so feminine and warm and just so good. Like, I'm ready to just lay down and watch a movie type of thing. So I absolutely love this, and my husband freaking loves this. Next up, Be Enchanted. This scent, not only is it one of my most complimented scents, but it's one of my personal favorite scents from Bath & Body Works. Like, this is definitely in my top, I would say top 5, honestly, Bath & Body Works scents. I just love how Be Enchanted smells. If you are a pomegranate lover, you would love this. This is like creamy, sugary pomegranate candy with like a slight freshness to it, to where it's not like nauseatingly sweet. It's like perfect. This has notes of iced pomegranate, sugared petals, chilled passion fruit, whipped vanilla, and light musk. It's like the perfect combination of being not too sweet, not too fresh, not too, well, it's not really floral at all, but has that depth from that rich pomegranate note. It's so good. Like, Be Enchanted, it's an enchanting scent. That was like the perfect name for this. I do wear it alone a lot, but I also love to mix this scent. I would say my #1 layering combo that I do with this scent is this and Calvin Klein Euphoria, because that is also like a deep pomegranate scent. It's quite different from this, but those two together just do something magical, and I always get compliments, but I always get compliments on the scent in itself, not even just layered up with anything, because it's just so addicting. It makes you smell so enchanting. Midnight Bloom. I haven't talked about this in a minute, but Midnight Bloom, I used to wear this when I used to work at Target a couple years ago now. Midnight Bloom is honestly one of the closest body spray dupes to Baccarat Rouge that I've ever found. I know that they say like In the Stars is supposed to be a Baccarat Rouge dupe. I personally don't think In the Stars has anything to do with Baccarat Rouge. Like, I think that they're completely two separate scents. Midnight Bloom to me smells even closer to Baccarat Rouge than Cloud does, which Cloud is so famous for being like a perfect dupe to Baccarat Rouge. I don't find them super similar. I think Midnight Bloom is honestly the closest scent, not even just body spray wise, but the closest scent I've ever found to Baccarat Rouge. And I used to use this before I ever even owned Baccarat Rouge, and I fell in love with this scent. And like I said, I used to wear this when I worked at Target, and every time I wore it, I remember so vividly, I would go into the room to clock in, and everyone would be like, oh my god, it smells so good. Like, they would walk by and be like, you smell good. It was always like a scent that all of my coworkers would compliment me on. It smells so good. I don't know how to explain it, but it's so freaking good. In the back it says Moonflower and Creamy Woods. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but it is like a woody scent. Hard to describe, but it smells really, really sexy and like kind of mysterious, and it has a little bit of sweetness to it and just a lot of Baccarat Rouge DNA in it. Forever Red is another scent that will stand the test of time. I wish that they brought this back as like one of their core line scents, because I know that they bring this out, then they take it away. I wish that they would just always keep this, because this is such a good scent. Forever Red I think I also love, and I think it also gets me compliments because it's also like a pomegranate scent, and I think those scents just tend to do really well with my skin. This is notes of fiery pomegranate, red peony, rich vanilla rum, and oak wood. This is such a sexy scent. It's called Forever Red, and honestly it gives me red vibes, like red lipstick, what the heck was that? Like red lipstick vibes. I don't know, but it smells so fiery red to me, so feminine. But there's also like a softness to this scent as well. It's not too like loud. It's just so beautiful. Like that rich vanilla rum, the little bit of that like woodiness mixed in with the pomegranate. It's a beautiful vanilla with a lot of like complexity to it, and I absolutely love it. It's a scent that will get you compliments. Wear this on date night and he will not be able to resist. Bare vanilla. I think a common theme with a lot of these scents are that a lot of them are just like classic scents that have been out for a long time, but I feel like those are like the true scents that just do so well. And bare vanilla is within the core line of Victoria's Secret. You can pretty much always get it, and bare vanilla is one of the best, I will always say this, but this is one of the best body spray vanillas that I have ever come across. Honestly, in general, I wish that they had a perfume of bare vanilla that was just a little bit stronger, because I do feel like although bare vanilla is such a beautiful scent, and it is, I think it's meant to be more of like a softer scent, kind of like an intimate vanilla scent. I just wish it was a little bit stronger than it is, because it's so beautiful. It's like a woody vanilla. It's so sexy. It has like this soft cashmere vibe to it, and yeah, it's honestly the sexiest vanilla that you can get in body spray form that doesn't smell cheap. I feel like a lot of body spray vanillas especially can be done not so good. Like a lot of them will smell kind of on the cheaper side. This smells so incredible and so high-end smelling, and like just amazing. I love wearing this alone all the time, but I also love layering it because it is a little bit of a softer scent. It is kind of like a skin scent when it does dry down, but if anybody gets a whiff or you're walking past somebody, they'll catch a whiff of it, and I guarantee you they're gonna give you compliments. I've had that happen to me more times than one, and it's just chef's kiss. Such a good scent. And then the last body spray that gets me so many compliments is You're the One. I remember the first time I ever wore You're the One, I wore it around my best friend, and the second she stepped foot in my car, she's like, oh my god, you smell so good. And she was waiting for me to say like I'm wearing a Dior perfume, and I'm like, oh, I'm wearing Bath and Body Works like body mist. She's like, what? Like you literally smell like a high-end expensive perfume. I'm like, I know, because that's literally what this scent gives off. This is literally a Dior perfume. Like, I don't say that lightly. This is a Dior perfume, like one of the Miss Dior's. Gives me high-end Dior perfume vibes. You're the One is predominantly a rose scent, which is crazy coming from me. I don't love rose scents. I hate that like synthetic rose, too mature rose. I think we all know what that smells like. I feel like it's commonly not a loved scent, but something about this is just so good. Yes, it is a little bit of a mature rose scent, but I feel like every person that has not liked those kinds of scents like me and that has tried this, a lot of you guys have came back and told me like, I didn't think I would like that scent, but it's literally like the best scent I own. I've gotten those types of comments on this so many times. Trust me on this, it is so good. Don't be scared by the heavy rose aspect in this, because I don't know, the way it's done is just so good. The notes are white birch, velvety rose, and a drop of strawberry nectar. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys liked it. Please let me know in the comments what are your most complimented scents, because I feel like this is like my favorite topic to talk about. I don't know what it is, but like when people tell me like what scents are most complimented on them, I feel like I can really trust that those are good scents. Not that you need people to validate a scent that you like, because you could wear any scent and it doesn't really matter if people hate it or like it, but I just feel like it is really validating. Like every time I've worn any one of these out and people compliment me on them, I'm like, oh, like people really love these scents. So it's always nice to hear. So definitely let me know your most complimented body mist. I'm more than happy to shine a light on body mists, because I feel like there's just this huge misconception that body mists just don't perform well, or that they don't smell good, or that they just don't last, and all these things. And I feel like every time I wear a body mist out, I prove that to be untrue, because I always get compliments. They last me a long time. You guys can watch my last video that I just did, which was my most long-lasting body mist. I'm always happy to debunk those type of claims, because I just don't think that they're true. That is it for me today. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!